What's up, kitten cat? So today is Wednesday. Gotta redo that. What's up, kitten cats? Today is Wednesday, July 6th. I think, yes, because Monday was the 4th of July. Hello. It's July 6th. It's about 9 o'clock, and I'm normally not even up by now, but I've been up since before 7. I don't know what's going on. My sleep has been so off lately. Like, I'm really tired, but I can't sleep, and it's driving me crazy. But I checked in with Nick this morning, and since I got up so early, I was really bored, so I was like, I'm gonna take a walk around my neighborhood. That's what I did, and it's like 12,000% humidity here, so that's super fun. But I figured I would take you guys along on my day with me today, maybe a little bit tomorrow as well, and yeah, so come along for the ride. I have to go to the grocery store. I need to fix these things because they are just haggard. That's not okay. This is why you get neutrals, because then you can't see the outgrowth. Anyway, so I'm about to go to the grocery store, pick up a few things. Also, these new Gymshark hoodies with the sleeve cutouts. Like, yes, I'm obsessed. So going to the grocery store. Who knows what kind of shenanigans we'll get into today. I also started up some crock pot chicken, so I'll show you guys how I make that. But yeah, come along for the ride. Also, I kind of wanted to do this video today because I did send an update to Nick. So I wanted to show you guys what a reverse diet update will look like. Hopefully it means me getting more food. Hopefully, no guarantees. We did start out with just increasing things by a couple hundred calories right off the bat. See how things go. Taking things a little slow and steady, but not painfully slowed. There's no need to prolong, feeling like crap after a diet. In terms of mentally, this is the best I've ever felt going into a reverse, both in terms of like body image and confidence and all of that stuff, but also just readiness to grow. I will say though, this has been physically the hardest transition. Like, I expected my body, I didn't expect it because Nick kind of warned me, like, yo, dude, you've been dieting for a long time. You might feel a little bit off going into a reverse. And I was kind of expecting to feel good, like, oh yeah, I'm going to get more food. I'm going to feel really great. But honestly, it has not been that way. This prep was the least dieted I ever felt. And I feel worse physically now in terms of my biofeedback going into this reverse and having more food than I did while I was dieting. So I'm not really sure what's up with that. I am going to try and get some blood testing done tomorrow just to see where everything's at. Partially because I feel kind of crappy, but also just because I want to see where things are at after having dieted for so long and all of that. So just keeping it real with you guys. I felt really great. My whole prep, obviously there were times when things weren't wonderful, but that's just general life. But in terms of regular how I felt pretty good during prep, and this past couple of weeks I've definitely felt a lot more tired, and like I said, my sleep schedule has been really off. At first, training energy was very low, but that's kind of picked up within the past week. I think part of that too is just given the fact that I'm doing a lot more volume now, so I do have to stay on top of recovery and being attentive to my biofeedback and all of that. But yeah, so that's what's going on. Taking you along for the ride today. I'm gonna stop rambling. Here we go. What's up with these eyelashes? Right before I leave, I told you guys I would show you how I make my crock pot chicken. It's so simple because I like simplicity. Literally, it's this. It's my favorite seasoning from Whole Foods. Wawa Chihuahua. Chicken, and cover it with water, and you cook it. The end. Done. I normally let mine cook for at least 3 hours, depending on how much chicken there is. I put it on high in my crock pot. Also those crock pot bags, if you don't use those because it makes the cleanup so much easier. But cook it on high for at least 3 hours, but I kind of just like look at it and check it and be like, yo sir, are you done? Are you done in there? So yeah, 3 to 5 typically is how long it takes. Yeah, that's how I make my crock pot chicken. It's so easy. Literally just take your favorite seasoning, dump it in there, dump water on it. Go about your life. Nothing crazy here. So that was one of the most random grocery experiences in my existence. So I will show you guys some of the random things that I bought when I get home. But of course, White Monster. Because I told myself I was gonna wean off of caffeine. And sometimes we all lie. You know, no one's perfect. Nobody's perfect. I gotta work it. I gotta drink my Monster. Okay, bye. Alright, so I'm back from the store and I will show you guys some of what I got. So I said this was really random, but just some of my weekly essentials that are not random. Cashew milk, egg whites, chicken, and then I also have some fresh veggies in there. I've got some broccoli and cauliflower that I bought at Target yesterday. And then I also, I've been really wanting sprouts, so I got some mung bean sprouts and broccoli sprouts. And then, hold on, let me put these in the, wait a minute. Okay, so guys, if you have Kroger near you, this whipped Greek cream cheese is so good. For 22 grams, it's 2.5 fat, 2 carb, and 3 protein. So that's pretty solid. I put that in my oats or my cream of wheat or my cream of rice or whatever I'm having that day, and it's so good. So there's that. Let me put these in the fridge real quick, hold on. And then yesterday when I was at Target, I found this Chobani Meze dip. I don't know if that's how you say it. This roasted red pepper dip. For 2 tablespoons, it's 1 fat, 2 carb, and 3 protein. It's almost like the Greek yogurt version of hummus. I made this with some lettuce wraps and fresh avocado and chicken and veggies yesterday, and it was so good. Oh my gosh. Okay, so now onto the random things. I randomly wanted to buy popcorn because people always buy the fancy popcorn, but I'm like, I can buy normal people popcorn and then just make it fancy myself. Really wanted just some nuts. Cashews are my favorite nut, and then anything that says sriracha on it, I'm about that life. I saw this and said salted caramel, and I was like, okay, yeah, we're gonna try this. So it's sweet blend of salted caramel, seasoned almonds and cashews, sea salt, caramel milk, chocolate balls, butterscotch chips, and yogurt flavored waffle cone pieces. For 30 grams, it's 11 fat, 15 carb, and 3 protein, so kind of similar to granola in terms of macros. I picked up a handful of these hickory smoked tuna packets. They're really good actually, and it's just always a good idea to have some quick protein on hand. You never know when you're gonna need it. And then, okay, this is probably where the randomness came from. I bought some seaweed and rice wrap, rice paper rolls, because I want to try and make spring rolls by myself and see what happens. So yeah, that's just some random grocery things from this week. It's definitely, it's nice having more macros to play with, just because I really like to cook and come up with different meal ideas, but it also raises my grocery bill considerably. So, alright, so I'm making up some cream of rice, and I'm gonna add, you guys saw a couple videos ago that Lion's Choice peanut butter that I tried. Well, they sent me a couple other flavors, and if you didn't see the video, go watch it. I will link it below. Hopefully I actually remember to link it below, because whenever I say I'm linking something below, I always forget. But they sent me a couple of new flavors. Oh, hold on. They sent me the honey graham and the cinnamon bun. I'm gonna try the cinnamon bun right now. But also, they sent me this with the first set of stuff that they sent me, but the whipped cookie dough, the cinnamon raisin bun. Okay, I'm basically just a slave to anything cinnamon roll related, whatever. I could eat an entire jar of this stuff without even blinking. So we're about to try the cinnamon bun one. Hold on. Alright, so upon first glance, oh, look at that. The texture looks very similar to the no-bake cookie-esque texture of the salted caramel. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. It gets better with time. You put it in your mouth at first and you're like, okay, and then you're like, oh my god. Okay, yeah. That one's super good. Okay, so if you like cinnamon bun stuff, oh, I'm dropping everything. But if you like cinnamon bun stuff, get this. My code is Emily, that gets you 10% off. And I'm gonna add this to my oats, and it's gonna be freaking delicious. Holy wow. Holy wow. What's up, kitten cats? So it is Thursday the 7th. and I am actually about to go get some blood work done. So routine blood work is just a good thing to keep up with for general health, but especially after a dieting period, I'm curious to see where things are at, because if you don't know, but I know many people are aware of this, when you diet down, especially to stage lean levels, there's some hormonal change that takes place. A lot of things downregulate, a lot of metabolic hormones downregulate, a lot of sex hormones, so female hormones and male hormones as well, downregulate. So I'm off to go get some blood work done to see where that stuff is at. It'll take a couple days for the results to come in, but I'm getting a complete blood count with differential done. I'm having estradiol tested, follicle stimulating hormone, luteinizing hormone, a complete metabolic panel, total serum testosterone, thyroxine, and I can never say it. Triiodothyronine. Okay, and the last two, those are T4 and T3. Those are your thyroid hormones. Thyroid especially is responsible for a lot of metabolic regulation, and I have a feeling, especially after talking to Nick, that that is going to be one that has downregulated more so than the others with regards to having after prep. Sorry, I'm so jumbly in my speaking. You can't have coffee before these things because it's a fasted blood test. But on the plus side, I mentioned to you guys yesterday, or if this ends up being a different video, I've been having a lot of trouble having normal sleep. So last night I had some wine before I went to bed, and I finally had a normal sleep. So hopefully having wine before a blood test doesn't do anything bad, but helped me sleep, so. All right, off to this blood test. Here we go. We made it out alive. And yeah, that was quick and easy and to the point. When I've gotten my blood drawn in the past, I've had to like look away and not watch it. I'm not squeamish really, but I don't like watching it. But this time I was just like, huh. Yeah, it's always nice getting complimented on your veins because it makes it easier for them to draw blood. But anyway, brought my coffee along with me. Also brought my pre-workout along with me, so caffeine bomb. About to go down. I'm trying to reduce my caffeine intake slowly but surely, so my post-workout caffeine consumption is the first thing to go because I have more food. Because yesterday, Nick ended up adding, what was it? He added 35 grams of carbs and 5 grams of fat to my daily intake. I'm already consuming over 100 grams more carbs than I was during prep, so life is good, and I don't need as much caffeine now because my energy from food is coming back. So I'm about to hit up a back and arms workout after I caffeinate sufficiently. And yeah, I asked them if you're allowed to like do normal things after you get a blood test, and they said yes, so I should be fine. But yeah, it'll take probably about a week for the results to get back, but I will be sure to keep you guys updated on what they say. You know, it's really important to stay on top of your hormonal health, your metabolic health, monitoring all of those things, but also being aware before you go into a diet or contest prep that those things are likely going to experience some sort of change. Not likely, they are going to experience some sort of change. Your hormones will downregulate, and that is something that you have to be prepared for, and you have to be willing to accept during the dieting period, but you also have to be dedicated to getting them back back to homeostasis once the dieting period is over. So I'm gonna stop rambling, I'm gonna drink coffee, and I'm gonna go get my lift on. All right, you guys, so this is probably where, ooh, little hair, hello, where I'm gonna end the video for today, just because I can already tell that I'm going to rant a little bit in this clip. Sorry you just listen to me talk most of the time in these videos instead of actually like seeing things. It's mostly just me talking, but I guess y'all are here for a reason, so I'm gonna keep talking, I guess. But I just wanted to come on here real quick. I just watched Arianna's video, Harsh Reality, Why You Probably Shouldn't Compete, and I will link that in the description box below because I really liked that video. It was a really good video, and I just wanted to touch on it really quickly. So in the video, she talks about how, you know, she loved competing, she had a great prep, but what she struggled with was the after period, struggling with binging, and having to deal with body image issues after being so lean, all of that stuff. And what I really liked about her video was that she made it clear from the get-go. She's like, I'm not trying to attack competitors, you know, serious competitors. And I'm not saying that everyone has the same issues that I have and not everyone has had the same experiences that I have. And first and foremost, I think when we talk about things, we need to we need to be like that. We need to, you know, acknowledge like, hey, we're not trying to attack anybody, and hey, your experience might be different, but here's mine, and someone else might have the same experience that I've had. So she just put it in a very non-polarizing way, and she didn't try and like pigeonhole anyone or say, you know, every single person that has competed has had this exact same experience, which I just really appreciated. So thank you, girl. What was that? That was supposed to be, anyway, but thank you, girl, for putting it like that. But yeah, she made her experience very clear, and she put her experience out there to try and help other people. And so the reality of it is, competing is becoming very trendy, and that's kind of a problem. Competitive bodybuilding at the end of the day, and I've said this before, and I guess I just don't say it enough, but competitive bodybuilding at the end of the day is an extreme. It's taking your body to an extreme. And the fact that it's becoming trendy, the fact that especially so many females are trying to get into it now, that can present a lot of problems, because a lot of times people aren't aware of the extremes that you have to go to get stage lean, and the fact that your stage lean body, it doesn't stick around. Like, it doesn't, you know, you can be lean, but there's a difference between like everyday lean and stage lean, you know? But with my personal experience, you know, I'm one of the people that Arianna talked about that, you know, doesn't have to deal with those struggles. You know, in the 4 preps that I've done, I've never had the post-show binging experience. Like, I've never felt that psychological and physiological drive to binge. You know, I enjoy myself after a show. I go out and have my meals, whatever, but I don't feel this constant mental battle between myself and food. And that's just my personal experience. And I don't feel the constant body image struggle of, you know, hating how I look when I'm not stage lean. Like, that's not my experience. And my experience is, I have a great time in prep. I have a great time post show. I want to be a professional athlete. Like, that's my perspective. And she said in the video, she's like, I'm probably going to piss some people off by saying this, but she made the point of saying, you know, like, just doing something to prove it to yourself, like just competing to, you know, prove to yourself that you can do it, isn't always the best idea. And the reason that, and I agree with that, the reason behind that being, you don't necessarily know what you're setting yourself up for during your prep or after, just by trying to prove something to yourself. So you do not need to get on a stage to prove anything to yourself. You know, if you don't want to be a successful competitor, if you don't want to be a successful athlete, then like it's not, you're not less of a person for that, but like find something else to do, I guess. And I don't mean that to pigeonhole anyone else either, but you do set yourself up for a lot of risks, both, you know, physical health related, mental health related, by competing. And if you can't handle those, you're gonna set yourself up for a bad time. And I just haven't had to deal with that bad time. Like, that's just my experience, and I'm not wrong for not having those experiences that, you know, people like Arianna have had, and you're not wrong for not having my experience. You know, like, there's 7 billion people in the world, and there's no 2 human experiences that are exactly alike, and there's no 2 fitness journeys that are exactly alike, and we all experience things differently. We all struggle with different things, and no 2 people's struggles are the same, even within the same sport, even within the same industry. So just because I don't struggle with post-show binging or like hating my body after a show doesn't mean you won't struggle with it. And so I just caution people to not jump into competing. It is becoming very trendy. It's becoming like the thing to do, and I hate that. I love the sport, but I hate that because, again, it's an extreme, and it's just, and Arianna made a really great point about this in the video, it's not for everyone. Especially the higher up you get, the more competitive shows get. That mentality, that extreme, that drive, that personality type that the stage requires at that level is not everyone. And that's totally okay. You know, I'm coming to you from a place where, you know, I've been on national shows, I've placed at national shows, I'm trying to get my pro card. Like I have that mentality, I have that personality type, but if you don't, that doesn't make you wrong. That doesn't make you a bad person. That doesn't make you any less healthy and fit. And I mean, let's be honest, like stage lean bodies, you know, and I'll be the first person to tell you this, maintaining that's not healthy. But what I'm saying is, you don't have to compete to validate your fitness journey. You don't have to compete to be successful in the fitness industry. Like Arianna brought up in her video, Katie. I see Katie on, you know, almost a daily basis, and like, because I live here now, and it's like, no, you don't have to and I knew this before I moved here, but like, no, you don't have to compete to be successful in fitness. Like, she is a great example of that. Robin is a great example of that. Yes, Robin's competed, but she hasn't competed in a while, and she's still growing, she's still kicking, like she still lives a fit lifestyle is what I'm saying. Like, competing is not the pinnacle of fitness. That's my personal outlet for fitness. That's how I love to do my fitness. But if that's not for you, you don't feel pressured to do it. Like, powerlifting is not my fitness. Weightlifting was not my fitness. Like, I tried doing a weightlifting meet, you know, I prepared for it, I tapered for it, I did everything for it, and it just wasn't for me. So I didn't do it anymore. Like, I didn't keep doing it. Like, find okay, Wonder Woman mentality thing that I always talk about is, you know, where that whole thing came from, the phrase that I used in that interview, find what makes you strong and makes you awesome and run with it. It's not find what makes Sally over here awesome and then you try and run with what makes Sally awesome. That doesn't work like that. It's find what makes you strong, what makes you awesome. And I don't want to discourage anyone from competing, but again, it's not for everyone. And what I'm trying to say, I guess, too, is if it's not for you, it's okay. Like, you're not better or worse for competing, and you're not better or worse for not competing. You know, that's it. We're all different. We all have different strengths. We all have different weaknesses. We all have different struggles. We all have different successes, and that's all right. Like, you don't have to be exactly like, okay, if you watch my channel, I guess there's a reason you're here. Like, you like what I have to say. You enjoy watching my videos, whatever. You don't have to do exactly what I do in order to relate to me or in order to take something from my channel. At least I hope not. You know, I hope you don't watch my videos and say, oh, I need to compete. Oh, I need to I need to do exactly what Emily does because I look up to her. No. I hope that what you take from my videos and from my channel is that find what you love and put that out there and encourage other people to do the same thing. You know, not the same thing that you're doing, but to find what they love and find who they are and all of that, and to pursue that. Pursue your awesome, pursue your Wonder Woman. Like, there's room for all of us here, guys. Everybody. Like, we're all different, but there's space for everybody. Like, let's all hold hands, sing kumbaya, la 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 la. But yeah, so I just really like that video. I'll link it below, like I said. Yeah, competing's not for everyone, and if it's not for you, that's okay. It is for me, and that's okay. Like, it's okay to struggle with something. It's okay to not struggle with something. Like, and I guess I was almost done, dang it. But I've like people make it sound like you have to struggle with fitness. Like, if you compete, then you're automatically struggling. That in order to compete, you must struggle with all of this stuff. Like, they just assume that, oh, you compete, that must mean you're like mentally really off and mentally like torn apart inside and you don't love your body and yada yada yada, or you only compete and you only compete because you only love yourself when you're lean, yada yada. No, that's not how it is. And you can't be good at competing if that's how it is, because you can't grow and get better if you only like yourself when you're lean. So that's another little mini rant there. God, this has been 10 minutes. But, you know, we all struggle with different things. I don't struggle with some things that other people do struggle with. Other people don't struggle with things that I struggle with. Like, it's okay. So I'm going to stop talking now because I've been talking for 10.5 minutes and I still have other footage to go with this video. So I'll link Arianna's video in the description below. It's a great video. Go watch it. We all have different experiences. We're all different people. We're all snowflakes. We're all unicorns. I love y'all. If you like this video, thumbs up, comment below, subscribe, and see you in the next one. Bye.